First round of the 2023 NBA playoffs is done, except one Game 7. That's right. The Warriors and the Kings have a date with destiny, I think tomorrow night. It's going to be good. Maybe tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be really good. I'm going to lean the Kings' way purely because I think the Warriors' best chance of closing out was probably Game 6. Historically, it's pretty tough to come back. Not that, it was only a 2. That's nothing crazy. But, I don't know. I think Game 6 was their best chance. This year, they've been horrible, atrocious, god-awful, however you want to say it, on the road. They are going to be playing in Sacramento. That is a home crowd of home crowds. It is going to be loud. It is going to be rowdy. I don't know. We'll see. But, like I said, it's the last game in the first round. Tonight, which is Saturday night, is going to have the first game of the second round with Phoenix and Denver. It's going to be good. Really good. ESPN's leaning more Denver's way. I'm kind of torn. It could go either way. It could 100% go either way. I wouldn't be surprised either way either. But it's going to depend on injuries, I think. Injuries and containing... I'm going to say containing any pick and roll. Denver's going to have to contain pick and rolls. Because what they're going to do is bring Jokic's man up and make Jokic play the defense on the roll. And, we'll see how it goes. The problem is they're going to do the same thing to any minutes Bismack Biyombo gets because they're going to be hedging screens probably because you can't leave excuse me, either KD or Booker open. They're both lights out, especially Booker right now. Holy crap. That was a first round of the ages, 36 points per game or something like that in 5 games. Oh, disgusting. So you're gonna have to play a lot of defense. You're gonna have to try a bunch of different stuff, especially on Book and KD. If none of the role players can get going when they get passes out from the doubles and the traps on Book and KD, then Denver's gonna walk through it. If the role players can't get going with the seemingly super open looks they're probably going to get this series, Phoenix has no shot. You cannot depend on simply having KD and Booker go out and drop 60 apiece and hope for the best. It's not going to work. So, we'll see how that goes. Last night, the Lakers put the smack down on the Grizzlies to close out their series. The Lakers are going to face whoever wins out of Sacramento and Golden State. So we'll have a Cali on Cali second round. That's pretty cool. Either matchup to me is pretty fun. Warriors haven't faced the Lakers since they've been good, roughly in the 14-15 season when they won, give or take. But then if you get the other direction, you can have the Kings go and, maybe get a little vengeance for 2002. May or may not, we all basketball fans know what did or did not go on there. So, I don't know. Either way, that could be some interesting games. On the other end of the country. So, you have the Knicks and the Heat. It's going to be interesting. I'm not leaning one way or the other. I wouldn't be surprised either way. Heat could come out and sweep them. The Knicks could win a gritty 7-game series or anything in between. They're pretty evenly matched in my book, and it's just going to suck to be whoever does win because Boston also closed out their series the other night, and Philly did not get any more rest. They didn't push the Game 7. Atlanta didn't. So you're going to have Philly and Boston, which is going to be a sweet matchup. That could kind of go either way, but I'm really leaning Boston. But they showed a lot of cracks in the armor against Atlanta. And if Atlanta can give them a run for their money, 6 games, 6 games is still a decent win. And, it took a Trae Young heroic buzzer beater to win game 5 to force game 6. So, I don't know. It could go either way, which is a cop-out answer, especially in a series like this. But I think Boston does it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Philly can pull through. Especially if James Harden can kind of get into the swing of things, I guess, and if Joel Embiid comes back. It could be tough. I don't know. Statistics, I don't know if it was a StatMuse thing or what, but according to the tweet, Al Horford, statistically, like percentage-wise, plays the best against Embiid, but I don't know. That's not this year Embiid. This year Embiid's a different beast. So we'll see. I think it's a close series. I don't think a single game either direction is going to be decided by more than 10 points, which is very reactionary to say, but I believe it. I think it's all going to be a bunch of close games, and it'll be super awesome. But we shall see. Some other news around the league. I was reading some tweets that people don't expect Mike Budenholzer to still be the coach of the Bucks. An anonymous NBA executive, there's no telling who or if that's even true, said that they don't see this first round loss as something you can come back from. So that's pretty interesting. That could be. I wouldn't bet, but I bet he's on a hot seat for sure. I don't think he gets fired over it, but there's probably going to be some conversations going on, without a doubt. Houston, if I'm not mistaken, hired Ime Udoka for their new head coach, which is pretty cool. I forget who, but they got permission to interview Becky Hammond, who was one of Greg Popovich, obviously down in San Antonio's main understudies, who is the coach of the LA Sparks, I believe. They just won a title. Or was it the Las Vegas WNBA team? One or the other. She's the head coach there, and they just won the title. And they got permission to speak to her about their NBA head coaching position, which is interesting. And anyone that grew and learned under Pop is going to be good. She's had to take over a few games when Pop gets ejected. Pop gets ejected a decent amount. And some of it I think is intentional. I think it's like, hey, I'm ejected. Come on, guys, rally together. See, avenge me. I mean, he's not the only one that does it. Everyone does it. But, there's some interesting stuff. Ja, speaking of just other news around the league, Ja owned up when they brought up, a reporter did, his "we're okay in the West" statement, and he owned up. He said, yeah, I said it. I'll live it. It is what it is. Dylan Brooks refused, again, to talk to the media, which, shocker. Just shocker. And I don't know if y'all saw, but there was also an incident overseas where there was a fight in a EuroLeague playoff game, and Dante Exum, former NBA player Dante Exum, got full-on body slammed to the court, and it was crazy. It was pretty sweet. Terrible, but it was pretty sweet. But that's all I got. We'll see how tonight goes. Game 1 of the second round, and hopefully it'll be a good one. Catch y'all later.